News now. President Bongbong Marcos will sign the MAHARILIKA Investment Fund bill as soon as he receives it. Marcos Jr. said he is satisfied with the final version from the Senate. Recall that the transmission of the MIF to the President was delayed after errors were found in some of its provisions. So far, Senate President Mig Zubiri has signed off on the corrected MIF bill, and it is now awaiting the signature of House Speaker Martin Romualdez.
Am I happy? Well, that is the version that the House and the Senate has passed, and we will certainly look into all of the changes that have been made. And I think most of the changes that were proposed and that were eventually adopted really had to do with the safety and the security of people's pension funds.
President Marcos went on to defend the MAHARILIKA Fund, saying that sound management is key in its success. President Marcos also assured that the fund will be independent from the government.
One of the first changes that I proposed to the House was to remove the President as part of the board, to remove the central bank chairman, to remove the Department of Finance, because it has to operate as an independent fund, well managed professionally. Yan ang susi dyan. Kung korap ang ilagay mo dyan, korap talaga yan. Mawawala yung pera. Kung mahusay ang nilalagay mo dyan, ay lalaki yan at magagamit natin yung pondong yan.
Meanwhile, Go Negosyo founder Joey Concepcion believes that the MAHARILIKA Investment Fund has a good chance of success. Concepcion told the chiefs that the composition of the board that will control the fund is critical. He noted that the MIF's management should be left in the hands of the able private sector practitioners who have more experience with investment funds. Under the MAHARILIKA Fund bill, the board of directors will have 9 members led by the Secretary of Finance.
If you have quite a number of people in the private sector, rest assured that, especially if they have the wealth of experience, the probability of a fund succeeding is high. No? The fund should not be just for the Philippine government. They eventually can open this fund to the public down the road. No?
In other news, some customers have been removed from Meralco's Lifeline Subsidy Program. Under this program, poor households are given discounts on power bills ranging from 20 to 100%. Beneficiaries were disqualified from the program after the Energy Regulatory Commission, or ERC, amended the scheme's implementing rules and regulations. From here on, electricity subsidies will only be given to families that are already in the government's 4-piece program and those who are consuming less than 100 kilowatt-hour or 100 kilowatts of power per month.
Kung ikaw ay nandoon sa mga communities na na-classify na marginalized, yung mga pamilyang kita na may kahirapan sa buhay at beneficiaryo pa ng 4-piece, then you can already apply to be part of this program. Because the spirit of the law here is really to ensure na maibibigay ito doon sa mga deserving. Karamihan, hopefully doon, ay itong mga kababayan natin nangangailangan ng subsidiya at tulong.
Moving on to the World Health Organization sounding the alarm on the possible spread of viral diseases in the coming months. WHO Director General Tedros Ghebreyesus said outbreaks are likely to worsen because of the extreme weather events during the El Nino. The climate phenomenon fuels stronger tropical cyclones that could bring about heavy rainfall and floods. There is also the effect of the El Nino that can trigger long, dry spells. Among the viral infections that the WHO is watching out for is dengue fever, with the nations of Peru and Argentina battling an outbreak as we speak.
WHO is preparing for the very high probability that 2023 and 2024 will be marked by an El Nino event which could increase transmission of dengue and other so-called arboviruses such as Zika and chikungunya. The effects of climate change are also fueling mosquito breeding and the spread of this disease.
We're pausing for a short break. One News Now will be back with more stories after that. Keep it here. Thanks for staying with us here on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. One businessman believes that the government should let foreigners invest in Philippine agriculture. Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, or PCCI President George Barcelon said this move will boost the country's economy. He is suggesting that productive lands must be expanded to entice investors in the farming industry.
Other countries are more, in a way, more liberal in allowing foreign investments in their agri-sectors. They, of course, it doesn't mean that they will give up their patrimonial rights as far as the ownership of the land. No, but they have the government should allow long-term investments on arable land wherein investment can be put in.
Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. Excuse me. Rescuers of the submersible that went missing off the North Atlantic are now focused on an area where undersea noises have been detected. Remotely operated vehicles, or ROVs, are also searching for the Titan, a tourist submersible that explores the wreck of the Titanic. The sub carrying 5 people went missing on Sunday, 2 hours into its descent. Authorities now fear that passengers are running out of oxygen. Back here in the Philippines, 1 crew member died while 9 others are missing after a maritime accident in Banganga, Davao Oriental. The Philippine Coast Guard said fishing boat Genesis 2 encountered a sudden change in sea conditions at around 12 midnight Wednesday, causing half of the vessel to sink. The Genesis 2 had 24 crew members on board. The Agriculture Department says it's not yet possible to bring down pork prices or pork retail prices back to 200 or 260 pesos per kilo. The DA explained that pork production has not yet returned to normal since African swine fever hit the industry in 2019. As of now, Casimir Liempo and Metro Manila wet markets still cost 275 to 390 pesos per kilo. And in sports, the Barangay Ginebra Gin Kings and the Converge Fiber Xers racked up wins in the PBA on tour. Marty Bautista tells us more.
Raymond Aglemetref din yan. He proves you right.
The Barangay Ginebra Gin Kings were ahead by 12 against the Blackwater Bossing in the first quarter of their PBA on-tour matchup. But the Bossing fought back and managed to regain the lead after 3 quarters. 48 minutes wasn't enough to settle the score between the two teams. In overtime, Ginebra was clinging to a 1-point lead in the final 43 seconds of the game.
Favorite mismatch na. Oh, another miss at the post. Tapikan ang bola. 4-minute running that two. It might have been a...
Blackwater had the chance to win in the final possession, but Tyrus Hill bricked both free throws. Final score 81-80 for Ginebra. This is the team's second win in the PBA on tour. Sydney Onwabere led the way for Gin with 25 points and 11 rebounds.
We're just really blessed na mabigyan ng pagkakataon to play. Kasi habang ito po yung PBA on tour, ito po yung chance namin makapagpakita and of course para mahasa rin yung talent namin.
Here's Lubit dancing on the corner, the shot from the side.
The second game between the Converge Fiber Xers and TNT Tropang Giga was not as close as the first matchup. From a 13-point lead at halftime, Converge extended its advantage to 21 in the final quarter. The Fiber Xers didn't give a leeway for a TNT comeback, enabling them to grab the 109-84 win. Gio Ambohot was the high point man for Converge with 31 points and 8 rebounds. One of the key differences in the game was Converge's 18 three-pointers compared to 11 by the Tropang Giga. With this, Converge improved to 3-3 in the preseason tournament while TNT remained winless in 4 games. PBA on-tour action continues this Friday at the Henares Arena in Pasig. First to play are the Terra Firma Jeep and Phoenix Fuel Masters at 5 p.m., followed by the Magnolia Hotshots and Northport Batang Pier at 7:30 p.m. For News 5, Marty Bautista, We Are One News.
One News Now will be back with the latest stories at 6:30 p.m. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.